I want to show you watercress. Such a delicate plant. This watercress, it needs a it always needs like to be in some nice, some pure, good running water, you know, especially if you're going to eat it. You don't want it to be contaminated water. I apologize for all the cars here. This is a country road, surprisingly, it's actually a small country road, but this is like the peak hour right now. Guess people are just going home from work or something. So watercress, yes, this delicate plant that has some nutritive properties, probably some healing properties. I haven't really researched that. I don't really, it's not part of my diet so much in that because I don't have access to this near my house. I'll tell you where I am now. I'm getting water. And this water is, here it is. Milfred Smith Artesian Park Water, established June 29, 2007. Love in action. Did this research, this woman, when she died, I think her legacy was to donate this little beautiful thing. It's beautiful, wonderful artesian water that I come here to collect. Let me just change this container here before I continue to explain a little bit more about the water source. Let me show you something here first. Goodbye. Can you see this little logo? 2 in the triangle, HDPE. Okay. This is Aquitainer. These as far as I could tell, these are the best water storage containers right now available on the market. They're like BPA free, you know, the biphenyl, that plastic hardener that is an endocrine disruptor. Geez, really, I'm sorry about the noise in the background. The BPA is it's a hardener they put in the plastic, and it turns out it leaches in the plastic, and it's an endocrine disruptor, which means it impacts the hormones, you know, the balance of the hormones in the body. Now, and the number 2 plastic, I did research. I found this research paper where they looked at all the different plastics. You know, like if you look in that triangle, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One of them is like the styrofoam that they put food in. But anyways, and then they looked at the leaching of the plastic into the water, and they found the number 2. Basically, there's almost no leaching of the chemicals in the plastic into the water, unless, and here's the thing, unless you increase the temperature, you know, like that's why you don't want to like put plastic in the microwave or leave these things out in the sun or anything like that. But anyways, this is still plastic. It's not the best, which is why at home we have a big glass container that's as big as this, so we transfer the water into the glass container, and it has like a stainless steel spout that we could get the water from. Having said that, we still don't have enough of them. Like we would need maybe 6 of those glass containers, or one huge one, which is what eventually we're gonna get. We just haven't found that huge one yet, you know. It's hard to find good big glass containers with stainless steel spouts, you know. And then you would want probably to like put a cloth over it so algae doesn't grow in that large amount of water. Any case, so we are strong believers that good water is important, and you can't be drinking the municipal tap water because of all of the fluoride and chlorine, and then all of the synthetic chemicals in there that are not filtered properly by probably like most of the municipalities. There's a paper that's out there. There's a whole research institute that looked at all the water in the major cities of America and found that that pretty much all of them had like 30 to 60 contaminants in there, like everything from birth control pills to all of the pharmaceuticals and all these things that end up back into your in your homes. That doesn't even account for whatever plumbing system you've got in your house that might be antiquated. So and then you don't really want to be buying the bottled water, because some of this bottled water is actually just tap water that companies like Coca-Cola just clear this one here just a little bit. We're doing this together. That Coca-Cola, basically they bottle municipal water and then they filter it with ozone, and then they put fluoride back into it. And you know, Coca-Cola, Lord knows what they do also. What else they do to the water. I mean, Coca-Cola, come on. These guys can't be trusted. Yeah, it's definitely like going home time here. So, what is this artesian water? Well, artesian water is basically from what I gather, let me try to describe this. This area here is slightly lower than the rest of the landscape, slightly lower. And the water table is stable, right? I don't know how far down it is, and so because this is slightly lower in elevation, like slightly lower, this area right where we are, the pressure of the water table on both sides is such that if you make a hole right here, water springs out of the ground. Just the pressure of the water table on both sides, because it's higher up, a hole here makes the water spring out. That's artesian. No pump, no motor, nothing is required. So and how do you know the water is good? Is because this is an area where like everybody have wells around here, and they just drink the well water that they pump out. But this area here is in the countryside, surrounded by forest everywhere. This is nowhere land. It's in Mississippi, and there's no in this area. I made sure I looked on the Google Maps and all that. There's no chicken farms around here. There's no big pork, industrial like pork farming, and it's forest everywhere here. So the soil is clay. It's very thick layers of clay, and with sand on top, and the pine trees and all the forest here. So the water is being filtered by the clay, whatever's coming down from the sky and the land, whatever people are doing. And then this water basically collects underneath the ground and then is pushed up here in this bubbling creek. So we drive 2 hours to come get our water, and then 2 hours back home, fill enough of these here to last us for a month. So, and yeah, just wanted to show you well, I wanted to show you the watercress and maybe the plantain. Plantain is also like another one of those amazing healing herbs. It does a little stalk here that's going to have lots of seeds in it. It's full of vitamin B, and this is a healing for the skin and infections and things like that. I've actually used it once. I fell and I tore my skin open, and I was in the forest, and I took this here and I chewed on it to make a poultice, and I applied it on my wound. I wrapped something around that, and the skin like healed really quickly. I didn't have any infection, and that was my little go-to plant for healing my surface skin wound. So I'm not gonna spare you me changing the next thing. So water, very important. You could look online and try to find the closest national forest to your house, and then try to find, there's discussion groups on Facebook and things like that where people, they find these artesian wells, and some people donate to you know, to leave a legacy behind. So good water, it's important. Do your work. Bye bye.